Hello, my name is Mark Boyce, and I am the commercial manager for the Midwest Business Center. And today I want to talk to you a little bit about digital marketing and go through your website review when you're talking about commercial sales. So many of you may know that the commercial and work truck sales are a little bit different in the process than the retail sale. And so today I'm going to talk to you about how we can maximize that digital marketing and get those commercial customers to come to you both for service and sales so we can make some more money off of them. So why is this different? Well, let's talk about some of the reasons that it's different so that you understand. 82% of online inventory is an important part of commercial dealers or commercial buyers' research. 49% of them start their research 6 months in advance. So a lot of you think that it's just when their vehicle breaks down, they come into the nearest dealership. That's usually not true. 49% of them are really researching in advance. 76% aren't loyal to a manufacturer, but while they're not loyal to a manufacturer, only 28% believe that a dealership can change their mind and sway them from one manufacturer. So that's why it's really important that we get this online marketing correctly to get them changed there, because that's where we can change their mind, not once they get to the dealership. And finally, 58% won't contact a dealership a second time if they don't hear back within a timely manner from a knowledgeable sales associate. Now, this is one of the things you're going to hear me going back to multiple times is we can't just do a great job online and then send them through the regular retail process. We have to make sure they're getting to someone who is knowledgeable on those commercial sales and knows what they're doing and knows what commercial vehicles look like. So let's start with from scratch on the website side. So it doesn't matter which of your website providers you are utilizing. You can see we've got a lot of them with Stellantis. Any of them are going to have web pages for commercial. So basically we have called spot files, that they are digital files that are already in the back of your websites, whether you're commercial or not. And once you turn on Business Link, then they are free, that you get turned on and they get linked to them so that they go in there. Take a check and make sure that you are linked and you have the commercial pages. If you don't, make sure you reach out to your website provider and find out why not. They probably will get with me and we'll find out exactly what's going on, because all Business Link dealers should have them on. Here you can see, doesn't matter which of the different providers you are utilizing, they all have them, but they're slightly different depending on which one. Here's just 3 examples from Team Velocity, Dealer Inspire, and Dealer.com, showing exactly what they look like with different ones. Like I said, all of them have got them. They've all got a lot of the same things, like the contact, the CRM, and the different banners, just kind of laid out slightly differently. Here is one of the pages that you can see. So everything on here for the most part is customizable. So that's something to keep in mind. You can customize that banner if you've got anything that really fits for you. And you can also change it around depending on what season. We're getting ready to enter spring commercial truck season right now as I film this video. So it'd be great to have a banner for that. You can see Golling's got this one up here and they've got their logo up in the top. They've got that banner customized, and then they are really trying to prioritize scheduling service because they've got a big service area. There to the right, you can see dedicated commercial sales department number. It is very important. Like I said a minute ago, it is very important. It's going to that commercial sales department and not just to the dealership. You know, there's a lot of your commercial salespeople are going to understand the cab to axle and what size utility body will fit on a 60-inch cab to axle. It's a 9-foot. And if it's 11 foot, then it's not going to fit. You're going to have to go to an 84-inch CA. Those are some of the things that are really, really important to make sure that it's going to that commercial sales department and not just to the normal BDC, so that the customer can feel comfortable that they are with someone that is knowledgeable and understands their product. Those dedicated commercial sales department hours, as a Business Link dealer, one of the requirements is to have advanced and longer hours for commercial. So you make sure that you've got that customized, because each of those are on there. There at the bottom, you can see the CRM. That is normally linked directly to your CRM tool and to the BDC for the dealership. So you can customize how that's routed and make sure that that is going, once again, to that commercial sales department so that you are showing that knowledge right off the bat. So Now that I kind of mentioned a little bit about it, let's go through some do's and don'ts so that I can teach you a little bit more about what I think is good. Here is Dodge of Burnsville. Going to pick on Mark Saba, one of my buddies up in Minneapolis, for a minute. One of the things I really like, you can see up at the top, he has switched to work trucks. You can make that customize anything you want. Work trucks, commercial trucks, however you want that to go to. He's chosen work trucks. So that's really great. Click on that and it takes you directly to your commercial pages. There to the right, one of the things I'm going to pick on Mark about, you can see the sales number up in the top right is the dealership sales number. And then we also have contact commercial sales. It's the exact same number. So he doesn't have it going directly to the commercial department. Now, knowing Mark, he may, once you call the desk, he may have you route in some way to the commercial department. So he's getting it. But it's very easy just to utilize if you have a certain commercial person to switch that phone number to them to make sure that it is going somewhere. But as long as you have a process in there, we want to make sure that it's not going to the Jeep person that knows what the 0 to 60 for one of the new Wagoneer S's is, but doesn't know what size utility body is going to go or some of the different things on a ProMaster. Make sure that it's going to that knowledgeable person. Here's another really good example. John Hinder, they chose to do commercial instead of work trucks at the top. Whatever you think is going to work the best for you, that's totally fine, just as long as you are knowing and you're making a choice. I think it's really good. Jeff Levins here at John Hinder is expert in commercial trucks. I like the way they've got his photo. They've got his cell phone there. And then they've got a little blurb about him to make sure that the customer can feel comfortable that Jeff understands commercial and knows what he's doing. So this is a really good one. I'm really impressed with it. Now that we've done a couple goods, let's do one that I think could use some improvement. First off, obviously there's no photos there, but it does say up there and to the top right, it says that it's in stock. So if it's in stock, then we should be able to have some photos of it. Another thing, it says recent price drop, but then if we look at it, you've got a certain price, and then we've got military program underneath it. I don't think military program usually fits the best with commercial customers. So it might in some circumstances, but probably not across the board. Highly recommend on this one. It looks like they just now did their regular retail and didn't customize this at all. I think it works a lot better if you just go in and you do tweak it a little bit to fit for your cabin chassis and your ProMasters. While we show some of the don'ts, let's go to some do's here. To the left, I think that Freelander did a great job on this one. You can see a video. Videos are highly more likely for people to watch than just photos alone. So I think it's great. They've got that call now going directly to that commercial department. Looks great. To the right, we've got another really nice one. I think you've got 26 photos, so we've got plenty of photos. You can't see it in this, but we do have photos of the inside of the van showing the inside, showing the side walls, everything. And then I really like the way they've got nationwide delivery available. Many of you know, but commercial customers are not always going to be right in your backyard. So it's nice that they've got nationwide delivery. And I know this dealer, they do ship all over the nation. And you can see in all of the photos there to the right, they don't just have one nationwide delivery on that first photo. They've got it on every single one. It's nice that they've got that continuity going throughout all of the photos. Now that I've showed you some do's and don'ts, let's show you a little bit of good and bad on one. Matthews does a great job of showing their service body. You can see they've got 28 photos, so they've got lots of photos, both of the doors on the service body open and shut. I think that it's nice that they've got their logos there. Everything looks really good. Now, one thing I do think could use some improvement. If you look right behind that Ram logo, you can see it says MAG aluminum service body, but it's really difficult to read that because of the fact that it's going behind that Ram image. So with aluminum service bodies, if you're not aware, they usually cost almost twice as much as a steel service body, but they don't rust and they have better payload. So there are some advantages, but I think that the fact that that aluminum is stuck behind the Ram logo, I'm afraid that some customers are going to click on this, see the high price, and not realize that it's an aluminum one and just click back out. So I would recommend changing that banner to not be behind the Ram or doing something different there so that it shows it, and also show that aluminum service body on every single photo. Other than that, then I think this looks great, and I love the way it's got many photos. Now, let's go on to Don Wood. They've got a really nice job here. They've got general service package to show exactly what kind of package is on this ProMaster. They've got a number of photos here, and they've got photos of the package on the inside. I think it looks great. They've got that banner is showing on every single photo, so they've got the continuity. Just a really nice job on this, and I love the way it shows all of the inside so a customer knows exactly what they're getting for that upfit and why it's more than just a base fan. Another recommendation I have is if you work with an upfitter, which I know many of you do, let's call it out. Let's talk about exactly what upfitter it is and what some of the upfits are. It's going to do a few different things. One, if you're calling that out, then that customer is going to know you've got relationships and you're an expert in the field. You don't just dabble in commercial. You know exactly what's going to go on with upfits. Two, it helps with that search engine optimization. If we're putting on there that you're working with Altec, Redding, WeatherGuard, when someone searches for that, it better pulls up your website too. And the final thing is it just cements that relationship with these upfitters. The upfitters have one thing in common. No matter which upfit it is, they can't sell a vehicle or they can't sell a product without it going in a vehicle. And they're normally going to recommend whatever dealer they're closest to. So if you've got a close relationship to them, they're going to be sending leads your way, which is great. So I highly recommend. This is a great thing to put in if you've got a great relationship with one of your upfits. Here's a good example of it. Tim does a nice job up at Jim Reels Friendly in Michigan. They do a great job with Knapheide. They've got a really close relationship. So if you scroll over the top, you can't see on this that if you go to where it says Home Inventory Lineup, you see the lineup, you click on it. Knapheide is actually the second one down, and it pops up a Knapheide page that with their logo on it, and it shows all of Knapheide's upfits. You can see the little pop-up there to the right. That's what page actually shows up. It shows all their service bodies, their dumps, really cements that relationship between Tim and between Knapheide, makes Knapheide know that that he is there for them and is marketing for them, also helps with that SEO and makes that customer feel like you are an expert. Another thing, while we're talking about sales, many of you know service is where we get a lot of our customers on the commercial side first, and then we get their sales. So I highly recommend on your websites, make sure you're calling out some of the commercial services that are offered. We all have to have first bay availability for business link dealers, so call that out. Many of you have got commercial loaner vehicles available. Call that out. If you service Ford, GM, put that up there, and I think that will bring in some extra traffic. Another thing that we've got a lot of customers doing are mobile service options. I'm going to show another one down here in social media, but that's something that is specialized. It is a huge asset to the customers if you're actually going to their site and doing service. And so make sure you're putting that on the website to identify it. Another thing is talk about your service advisors. If you have commercial service advisors that are dedicated and understand, do a little meet the staff or make sure you at least call out that commercial service advisor so they know who to go to and they don't just go to the regular retail one. Here is Performance in Ohio. I think they do a phenomenal job on their website of showing that they are commercial service oriented. You can see right here they've got a video, and then to the right you can see they show their alignment rack, their tire machine, and the balancing machine, really showing that they know what they're doing. And 110,000 pound lift capacity. They're showing they are the experts in commercial service and making that customer feel very comfortable that they understand and know what's going on. So now that we've talked a little bit about websites, let's talk a little bit about digital marketing. We have two third-party sources that we work with a lot at RAM for commercial marketing. The first one is Commercial Truck Trader, and the second is Work Truck Solutions. With Commercial Truck Trader, then 89% of buyers begin their process with a search engine. And if you do almost any search engine, including Google, Commercial Truck Trader tends to be the highest, if not the highest on average, when you click any type of work truck from semis to work truck pickups, they just come up to the top. So if you're working with them, when someone does that SEO, you've got a good chance that you're going to be the one. And as I mentioned at the beginning, 24% of buyers are committed to a single manufacturer is it. So 76% of the time we can switch them if we're one of the top ones. And Commercial Truck Trader tends to be the top. So if you're working with them, you might be the one. What does it look like? Here is their site. If you Google work trucks, then there's a very good chance you're going to see the Commercial Truck Trader. You're going to get pulled to this site. You do Ram trucks near Cincinnati, Ohio. You can see Jake Sweeney does a really good job. They keep in touch with Commercial Truck Trader. They're always updating their ads. They're always doing the features, which you can see those are all featured vehicles. That puts them at the top when someone starts to look in Cincinnati for a work truck vehicle. So that's the kind of thing you can do with CTT. Along with their third-party site, they do have what they call Carousel. This basically goes to where then when you start to browse commercial inventory within your own website, then it does this type of a search. So one of the things we can talk about is with retail, then they're going to care a lot about color. They're going to care about many of those things. With commercial inventory, it's a little bit different what they're searching for, right? They're looking for the vocation to make sure they get the right truck. So their search that you can utilize on your website is just a little bit more tailored to that, and should help you get the right customers into the right vehicle once they get onto your website. Now that we talked about Commercial Truck Trader, the other third-party site we talk a lot about and work with is Work Truck Solutions. Work Truck Solutions is a little bit less of a lead generator. What they are is after you get the lead of trying to help you get them into the exact right vehicle and get a happy customer. So this is their third-party site. They have that carousel at the top. I love the looks of it. It's a nice, clean looking one. They will do some of the SEO, but it's just not quite as high as Commercial Truck Trader. But what they do is they're going to provide their product onto your website, like you see right here for Coghlan. Right, this is the Coghlan website. You can see it just really directs to the right vehicle. You've got the nice carousel at the top. You click through, decide what kind of vehicle you want, and then it's going to pull up the one that fits the best from your website in your inventory for it. So two different things there depending on what you're looking for, but both of them are good. Before I go on to how to get to join either one of these two things, I do want to give a caution. A lot of, I think, dealers believe if they sign up for Commercial Truck Trader or Work Truck Solutions, then it's just going to automatically start generating leads and bringing stuff into the dealership. While that can happen the majority of the time, I do believe you need to spend a little bit of time with the Commercial Truck Trader rep or the Work Truck Solutions rep. Make sure that you are spending time every month, at least a couple times a month, if not more, to rate those featured ads that you want. Make sure that they are to the right ones. Make sure that you've got the right keywords. Make sure that you're dialing in the processes that they tell you to do, because it is not just a 100% set and forget and hope that the leads come in. If you work those leads and work with your rep, then you're going to get a lot out of either one of them. If you don't, you're probably not going to get as much. So if you decide to sign up, I think that either one of them are great. You can see here, you can email info@chryslerdigital.com, or you can give Chrysler Digital a call, or you can just go in through Dealer Connect and sign up. Like you see here in digital advertising, you do to go to the commercial and business link tab, and then that's where you sign up. I do recommend, if I were you, the first thing I would do is go to the Work Truck Solutions or Commercial Truck Trader websites, though, and do a contact and get your rep to come out and sell you on what they can have, see if they've got any specials. That usually works a little bit better than just signing up from us, but you can do it either way. Now that we talked a little bit about the third parties, let's talk about what you can be doing within yourselves to generate even more traffic in digital through digital media platforms. So many of you don't think about the fact that you're competing against Apple, right? Or competing against FedEx or some of these big companies. And when it comes to selling vehicles, we really aren't. But when it comes to getting their attention during micro moments, we are competing against all of the big marketing companies. So it's important that we try to think about best practices in order to get that attention. First thing I would talk about is text messaging. So we need to be out prospecting. We need to be out making those contacts. The one thing that I've talked about time and time again is I see dealers decide, oh, I'm going to sign up for Business Link, order some ProMasters and order some cab chassis and just hope they sell. That might work on your retail side, but it does not work on the commercial side. You've got to have someone out making personal contacts and prospecting. They need to be sending emails, but then another thing I'm going to mention here is text messaging. So text messages have an open rate of 98% compared to 20% for emails. So it's really important that we are trying to send out some text messages as well as those email campaigns. There are a lot of different text message tools out there so that you can utilize them. I recommend signing up for one of those, or if you just do the personal right from your phone, that works too. But 75% of our commercial customers prefer text for quick communication, and they're 2 times more likely to choose text over email for making appointments. So if you need an appointment, you've got a much better chance of making that appointment via text than you would by email. And then the last thing I've got on there is that customer satisfaction. Those CSI scores are huge for us right now, and you get a 15 to 30% customer report increased satisfaction if they get some of those follow-ups by text and not email alone. Let's talk about digital marketing. So we've got social media campaigns. There to the left, you can see Ziegler of Kalamazoo. They do a really nice job. They've got a mobile service team, like I mentioned a little bit ago, that goes out. And so they're going out. They promoted this both on LinkedIn and on Facebook. You can see what is the advantages of their mobile service over just bringing it in. I think that is something that is a fantastic service. And so it's really great that they're out there really marketing it and trying to push it out. There to the right, Zot M59, they do a nice job of trying to highlight some of the tax benefits at the end of the year. So they're talking about the 179 tax deduction. They show a lot of their vehicles there to show that they're experts in commercial, and they're really pushing those tax benefits. Couple more. Here to the left, you see Paul Sherry in Ohio. They do an awful lot with Bay Bridge. They've got a lot of upfitted vehicles from Bay Bridge. So you see there's one of them. They've got lots of photos. They've got photos of the ramp, photos of it open and shut. And then I really like how they've got their website right there on the front, so it makes it very easy to reach out and contact them. To the right, Valley Trucks. Hey, if that one doesn't get your attention, I don't know what will, right? On ground, and then 150 units in stock. That doesn't show that they are experts in commercial sales. I don't know what does. I also really like the way if you look there, then they've got all their different contacts and they've got emails. Just make it easy on the customer to get in touch with you. So it's something they don't even have to go to the website. They can just go boom right there and get in touch with someone. More social media posts that I think are nice. There to the left, you can see with Carl Auto. Hey, if you've got Ford and GM as well as our Ram products, then let's highlight all of them. It really shows that you're the expert and you're going to show the advantages of all of them. Hopefully you end up selling them a Ram, but this makes you more of an expert, which is going to put you more in the light with the commercial customer. Then there to the right, I know a lot of you have got strong feelings about our BEVs, but I think this is just a fun campaign. Hey, we're live. Look, we've got the charger and it's ready to go. So just have fun with the social media. That's what I want to make sure that you're doing. It shouldn't be a grind. It should be fun stuff, and it's going to be fun for the customers to look at, which makes it even more exciting. Artificial intelligence. Many of you I know may believe that artificial intelligence is going to be the demise of our human race, and maybe it will be, but I highly recommend you taking a look at it. If it was me and I was watching this video about all this social media, I know I would feel overwhelmed because I'm not Mr. Creative. I don't know exactly what to do when it comes to a lot of that stuff. You wouldn't believe how many artificial intelligence platforms there are out there for managing social media sites. You can go to some of them and put in that you want to put a commercial campaign together. And these are some of the things you want to highlight. You want it to go over this period of time, and it will tell you exactly what you should do, how you should do it, what it should look like, when they should send out, and you should use YouTube and or Facebook or LinkedIn, and which one. So take a look at those if you feel overwhelmed when it comes to some of the creativity stuff, because it's amazing some of the stuff that comes out of it. Another thing that you can use artificial intelligence for is just speed and efficiency and error reduction. I send out a couple emails to my dealers each month, and many of you I know are probably on those campaigns. You know what? With those, then they're going to 400 different dealers. So I want to make sure that I don't have errors in them. When I used to write these emails, then I would go through, and it probably took me a half hour to write them and reread and reread and reread and make sure they were right. when you're sending out these customer facing emails or texts, we want to make sure they don't have errors in them. And so artificial intelligence, whether it be ChatGPT or any of the other ones out there, they can just do a really nice job of shortening the time it takes you to do it and making them a little bit more exciting and more less errors. So I recommend that. And there's some different AI platforms that are great with SEO optimization. So just think about how you could utilize some of those and how they might benefit you. This is Brad's slide. I got to give him credit, but it is right. Build your brand. So with commercial dealerships, it truly is a brand within a brand. You have your dealership. They are great at attracting the retail customer, but unless you are really trying to go out there, prospect, and build that commercial brand, then you're not going to get the commercial customers that you deserve in addition to those retail customers. So have fun with it, build your brand, and utilize some of these tools. I truly hope that this video helped you get a couple nuggets that may help you sell some more vehicles and or bring some more customers in for service. Feel free to reach out to any of your Business Link reps if you have any questions or if there's anything that I can do to be of help. Thanks a lot for watching and have a wonderful day.